How many of you watch Big Brother Naija?
This is Big Brother.
The guy you are seeing on my screen right now is feeling really frustrated because he wanted to contest for Big Brother Naija and he paid about 5 million naira to a former Big Brother Nigeria ex-contestant. His name is Sammy. Sammy took almost 5 million naira from this guy, promising him that this money was meant to push him to come out as a contestant during the audition. But the audition just finished and this guy was not even among. Today he's feeling really frustrated that he spent this amount of money and Sammy has stopped speaking with him. And Sammy even promised him that the money was supposed to be refundable if it didn't work out. Today he's here on the Lucky Udu experience to share his story. Those of you that think that money is going to help you to achieve certain things, you need to be really careful. This is his story.
Hi, my name is Emmanuel, also known as Young Barbie. And I was scammed 4,450,000 by my brother from Kogi State, Samuel Manager Jacobs, also known as Big Sammy from Big Brother Naija season 6. And I'm here to tell you guys my story.
I'm done with this conversation and it's really stressing me out.
He asked for another 1 million. If I don't have, he will say he has used his money to give to them. I should pay him. There was a time he had to advise me to get a loan. Yes. The person told me if he's to give me 1 million, I would refund 1.5. And I talked to him about it. He said, I should not worry. That definitely what I'm going to reap from all of this will be far greater than what I'm losing right now. The guy was now asking for collateral that I have to drop my car as collateral. I had the conversation with him again. He said he will make the calls to be sure that the refund will be done if it doesn't work out. And he got back to me and said he has verified that everything will be refunded. What hurts me the most is the fact that I was not only defrauded by a random person, it was by somebody I trusted as a brother.
Considering you took loan.
Yes! I took a loan of 1 million to pay 1.5 million. Do you know at the end of the day I had to sell my car?
You sold your
Yes,
car?
I sold my car to pay the loan.
Because of this issue?
Before God in heaven. I sold my car. I have evidence to that. I sold my car to pay the loan.
Bro, you said you spent about 5 million naira because you wanted to contest for Big Brother Nigeria. How did that happen?
Okay. I'm from Kogi State and I have a brother and a friend also that is in Lagos. He's into cinematography. And I got talking to him about my work because I'm also into real estate development. And I told him about sales of building and all of that. And he advised me. He said, it would have been good if I could get in touch with Sammy that went for Big Brother season 6 so that we could do business in terms of getting those sales of buildings and stuff like that. And I also mentioned to him, that's good. But the problem is, how can I pretty much talk him into it? He was like, just get in touch with him at first and see. I also mentioned to him about plans of going for Big Brother Naija. So on the 12th of March 2024, I got his number from this brother and friend of mine in Lagos, and I sent him a message that I would like us to see and discuss both business and personal issues. So he called back, and the moment he discovered that I was his brother from Kogi State, we switched into our dialect, and it was a very friendly chat.
With you and Sammy?
Yes. So he invited me to come over to Lagos, which we did, which we agreed that to happen for 22nd of March. So on the 22nd of March, I took a flight from Abuja to Lagos to meet up with him. And we met at the location he gave me in Lekki. So when we met, it was brotherly discussion. It was all friendly. We had that talks, and I told him about both the business proposal of the building sales and as well as my plans or ambition of someday going for Big Brother. And that was because when I went for Mr. Nigeria contest, I won Mr. Nigeria World's Strongest Man Award. My eldest sister, she's late now, may God rest her soul, she advised me to go for Big Brother, because initially when I was going for Mr. Nigeria, she told me this contest like this, you have to either be a child of a senator or governor or somebody. You have to have somebody somewhere to push you. So you just come in from nowhere and say you're going for this contest, you won't go far. You won't. But she was surprised that I was part of the finalists and I got an award, Mr. Nigeria World's Strongest Man Award within the contest. And she was so impressed, and she advised me to go for Big Brother. Now she's late though, but I just had that as part of my plans that someday I'll make moves to go for it. So when I talked to him about it, he was like, yeah, he sees me as good material that could sell, so I should just give it a try and all of that. That he was going to keep in touch with me and then tell me everything I need to know about the steps to take. And I was grateful to him for that kind gesture. I came back to Abuja. A few days later, he called me and told me the form was out, I should apply. I even invited him over to my place. He came over to Abuja. We were together as brothers.
Yeah, Sammy.
Yes, we became very close. There was a time we even went to the stadium to watch a football match and all of that. So within that period, every step of the way, every details regarding the contest, we would always talk about it. And he said he was going to guide me. And at some point, he told me that he decided to talk to some persons in multi-choice office that he knew regarding my application. All right, so as to ensure that everything is fine. Later, he got back to me and told me that money was required. I think then I got feedback mail, and I was supposed, I think the B part of the application, when I got that feedback and I had to respond and all of that with some questions that was asked, he told me that they asked for some amount of money. I think it was 1.5 million at first or something like that. And I told him I didn't have such amount of money at hand at the moment. So he immediately told me that he knows how important this is for me, and looking at the fact that I'm an orphan that is working so hard, to do some things for myself and my siblings, that this would be great boost for me. So I should not mind risking anything. I said, if it's something I could afford at the moment, I won't have a problem with it. I had a site work at that moment, but I was out of that kind of cash. So he asked me the amount I had. I told him. He said, okay, which was 500,000. So he told me, okay, he was going to add 1 million to it, that he had 1 million to add, and he will give to them, that whenever I have the money, I should refund. So I just saw that to be brotherly support, and I was so grateful to him. We had some conversations, both on chat and calls. So thereafter, a few days later, he started calling me that money he gave them was for a project that he was supposed to do, that was given to him, that those people were asking for the money. I should look for a way to refund him. All right? And the whole massive pressure was on me. So I had to look for means and then raise the 1 million and give it back to him. So after a while, I got another mail. And when I got that mail, I still informed him of every progress about it. And he was like, yeah, that's very good. After a while, he said there were some persons that they needed to also, that he also need to talk to, that he'll give me feedback. Later, he called me and said the push fee that they said for this other level, there's still some amount that needed to be added. And that is how the story went on. He asked for another 1 million. If I don't have, he will say he has used his money to give to them. I should pay him. And so cumulatively, the amount of money that he collected from me in this bid of push fee that was necessary, if I was mandatory, he said it was refundable. So I had nothing to worry about. At the moment you give this money, if you don't make it up to the house, the monies will be refunded to you. And if you make it up to the house, the moment you're coming out from the house, it's part of the money that will be given to you. Those were what he said to me. And he has the experience. He has the exposure there.
So you believed him?
Yes, he was part of the season 6. I haven't talked to a couple of family members and friends regarding this. All right? He told me I should be free to talk to my people so that they can also assist me. So I felt somebody who is not telling me to keep this a secret, right? That I am free to talk to my people to get assistance, definitely he's sure of what he's saying. And when I talk to them, they say, this guy is your brother. You guys are from the same place. Definitely he's saying he wants you to grow. He wants you to come up. He wants you to become a better person. So you can't just turn down that opportunity that you have. Do what you have to do. All right? I think the most painful part for me was when I was totally out of cash. There was a time he had to advise me to get a loan. Yes, he advised me to get a loan. And when I talked to the person regarding getting a loan, then he was asking for $1 million. The person told me if he's to give me 1 million, I would refund 1.5. And I talked to him about it. He said, I should not worry. That definitely what I'm going to reap from all of this will be far greater than what I'm losing right now. That I should go ahead with the plan. All right? And the guy was now asking for collateral, that I have to drop my car as collateral. I had the conversation with him again. He said he will make the calls to be sure that the refund will be done if it doesn't work out. And he got back to me and said he has verified that everything will be refunded. I shouldn't be scared. So I went ahead, gave my car as collateral, got the loan, sent to him. I think that was one of the last amount of money he collected that rounded it up, 4,450,000. So, and after a while, it came to a point where I was skeptical with his behavior and decided to talk to some other persons that I was not in touch with earlier. So there's somebody I know because of the name he called. He called one Chima. And I tried to verify if there was any Chima that was within multi-choice circle. All right. And the only Chima that came to mind, I had somebody who knew him. And I tried reaching out to him through that means to verify all of this situation. And I was shocked the response I got. I even had the call on record because I was shocked. Chima insisted that all of this was fraud and nothing of such could ever occur. In fact, he even told me he was no longer working with multi-choice. All right? I'm not going to call his full name for certain reasons, so it won't look like I'm implicating him.
But you still have the audio record?
I still have the audio record with me. So he was even scared, telling me, please, he wouldn't like to get involved in this kind of issue. You understand? That this is really bad, that I should use the law on him and get back my funds and all of that. And I got back to Sammy. He said, no, he never said any Chima. Okay, who was the person you said was collecting the money? He said, I don't have to worry. It's none of my business. He will take responsibility of the money. I have that conversation as well on record. The guy I got, who is also our brother from Kogi State, who I got his number from, he was also involved in this. In fact, he called Sammy, talked to Sammy about it, and they called me on a joint, on a group call. And in the discussions, he was like, he never said he was not going to refund the money, but the people he gave the money to now said they were only going to refund 1 million naira out of the 4,450,000 that he said was going to be refunded in full. And I said, no, I can't accept that. You can't have an agreement with somebody and along the line, you begin to come up with different stories. If those people are not trustworthy, please link me up to them. Let me talk to them directly and get my money directly from them. He said he can't do that. So when I saw that the proof was now clear to me that everything he was saying to me was a lie. He was at the point when he told me to trust him as a brother. We ate together, we drink together, we do things together. And then I see that it was a calculated fraud move, because there's no way you're telling me this money was, requested officially. And then now I'm confirming details and they're saying there's nothing like that. In fact, it's impossible for such to happen. Okay, who did you give the money to? You can't bring the proof. So I decided I will not put laws into my hand. I decided, to write a petition, because I was at the site in Kogi State then. So I wrote a petition to the divisional police station there, because the person I collected that loan from then was on me, that he was going to get the car if I don't give him the 1.5, because the our scheduled time for payment has elapsed. So I tried to involve him in this. Okay, get the refund so I can settle these people. And I discovered he would just start telling me, please calm down. I'm going to pay, but you have to give me time. I didn't give the money to you. So how is it now I'm going to pay? I want to know the truth. He could never come out plain to tell me what it is. So that was what propelled me, my writing a petition to the divisional police, and he was invited, both on call and message. He said he was going to come over. I think that period, I think it was the 29th of July, I guess, when there was a planned protest to end hunger or something like that around the country. And he used the protests as an excuse at first, that there is a protest and he traveled, he's in Lagos and this and that they should give him some extra time because he won't like to risk himself and come over within the protest period. So that's how the whole invite, they gave him extra time. And excuses upon excuses, it came to a point he was not even picking their calls, he was not responding to anybody and all of that. So they've made different moves again thereafter. So, okay, let's meet in Abuja, because then I think he was still in Abuja or something like that. We came over to Abuja. He never sent any location for us to meet. Only at night for him to send me a message and said he was waiting to reach us, that he didn't have a way to reach us when your number was not reachable. And he also sent one disrespectful message to the inspector that was supposed to meet up with him and all of that. So, and since then, I stopped hearing from him. He unfollowed me on Instagram. And till date, I've not had justice on that. But the basic part that hurts me the most is the fact that this person, this is the very first time I was defrauded my whole life. All right? And the only reason why I trusted this guy was the fact that he was my brother and a friend. He's somebody that we're from the same place. And I felt when he was saying, if you listen to the words of encouragement he always says to me, he's like, I know you're an orphan. I see things that you do. You're trying to cater for your siblings. Your brother is in school and all of that, and all the bills is on you. You really need to make this bold step to come up. And he was so passionate about these things that he wants to do his very best to see that this thing works and all of that. So what hurts me the most is the fact that I was not only defrauded by a random person, it was by somebody I trusted as a brother. Somebody that I could freely leave my drink with and walk out. We ate from same plate and all of that. And we're that close at that period of time. So it was emotionally draining for me to try to fathom the fact that this was clearly a fraud situation.
That realization, I completely understand. The realization that the person you invited to your home, the person you told things about, could actually defraud you the amount of money. It's so unbelievable. But firstly, I like us to go back. What exactly did Sammy promise you? I'd like you to explicitly tell us what was promised with the amount of money that was asked, and what were the terms and conditions. Do not leave out any details.
Okay, thank you very much. When he came up to me with the whole information he said he got from the office, he said push fee. That was the word he used, was required. And I had lots of questions to ask regarding that. And he told me, he said, see, I'm trying to help you come up. All right? I've experienced this. I've done my own. All right? And at this moment, you have to trust me and know that I have your best interest. Because I was skeptical, like, I've not had that such contest would require such amount of money. At the first time, the first money he asked for was 1.5 million. He didn't just ask everything at once. He was observing me gradually. And when he said they have to send it, I said, no, I have to make verifications. He said, I should be free to do that. But I should remember, he said it very clearly to me, that there is no risk in this because it is refundable. Those were the words he said to me that encouraged me to go ahead. When I got in touch with family and friends, and that my brother, that's our guy that is into cinematography in Lagos, when I got in touch with him and he was like, that he's asking for this kind of money, I told him yes. And I explained to him how he said it was refundable. They said, okay, then it's safe. So the only thing I insisted on was, initially he said he was going to send me his PA's account so I can send it to the PA. I said, no, I don't want any third party in this. I know it's refundable on everything. You are my brother. It is you I know. You are the one that told me all of this. Send me your personal account number so I can send it to you So I know that you're responsible for the money. And that is how he sent his Kuda account number to me. And I sent what I had. He said he was adding the rest to me. So what he promised me was that guarantee that this fee is official, it is necessary, in fact, it is mandatory for me to bring. But I should not be scared, it is refundable.
So at the end of all these payments, you never received an invitation to even for the audition. You did not make it up for the audition.
My audition journey stopped at the Zoom call. It was the season 9. It was season 9, which was dynamic duo. So I had a partner who is also aware of every detail I'm telling you about. Alaye. We went ahead down to the point of Zoom call. And I think the next stage thereafter, they told us that if we would get a respondent message from them, we should be prepared to come over to Lagos. And that was where it all stopped. He never got any feedback. I think it was from that point, after that Zoom call, that he collected most of the money. It was after the Zoom call. Before the Zoom call, he collected just that 1.5. All right? After the Zoom call, that was when he collected.
Now, that Zoom call is something that they do with every person that applied for Big Brother Naija.
Not just every person that reached that level. I think it has, before that level, you have the first place where you do your online application. You send in your video and then couple of details.
Online application, does it require paying for something?
No.
Everything is completely
Everything
free.
is completely free whatsoever. Okay. Everything you could see on the site while applying is free.
So once you've done the online application, what's the next stage?
The next step, the B, is them sending, the respondent sending other questions to you. That is not sent to everybody. It's sent to only some persons who their videos were selected, their audition videos. So they will ask a couple of other questions that they deem fit to know about. And then after that stage is now the Zoom call.
I never made it past the Zoom call.
I never made it past the Zoom call. Thereafter the Zoom call was the invitation that we're to expect to go to Lagos, which never came true.
You see, in all this story, the thing that I think could actually make anyone fall for it is the fact that I told you it was refundable. Because in real sense, Big Brother, we don't have too many shows in Nigeria that people watch and enjoy, like the way people enjoy Big Brother Nigeria. In a country of 200 million people, everyone is struggling to get fame, money, exposure. Do you know the amount of people who apply for Big Brother Nigeria every day? And among those people, we still even have rich people too. I mean, look at Kid Wire. His dad is a billionaire, yet he still showed up for the Big Brother Nigeria. And we have many more people like that. So to think that you are in the situation you already explained, where your parents are no more, you have to cater for your family, and you struggled so hard to afford this money. There are people who I know can afford this money even more than that. Now, when you think about the ratio of people who can actually pay even more than this money for this audition, what makes you feel like you have an edge? You have an advantage to succeed?
Okay, there's a way he actually explained it to me. He said, this thing is not done with money. You can't use money to buy it.
Then why did
you have to be qualified. But he said those monies are required as push fee for only those who are qualified. So you
for
have to
only
first
those
get
that
the,
are qualified.
Yes, you have to first get the message that you are qualified, then before you drop that amount of money.
Okay, now that makes sense to me. But still, you already even started paying before you even qualified.
After the first audition I did, sending my video, the moment I got the next message from them, the next mail from them, asking more details, which was like the B part of the whole audition, that was where he asked for the 1.5.
Okay.
Then thereafter, I got the next one for Zoom call. The moment I did the Zoom call was when he asked for the remaining money at different levels.
Okay, I understand now. And I feel like it is very important that, I'm sure that even before now, maybe organizers of the Big Brother Nigerian show might have heard of these kinds of complaints, fraudulent activities. I think it's everywhere. It happens everywhere. Even with government jobs, even with certain kinds of opportunities that are not easy to come by. There are people who want to exploit it because there are others who really want to, they want it so bad. They are willing to pay. They are willing to give their body. They are willing to give just anything for it. It's so sad that someone like Sammy, if everything you've said is true, would put himself in this kind of situation. As somebody who has a public identity, and I speak to a lot of public figures too, I can tell you that a lot of public figures are going through hell, but nobody knows. The perception of reality is even more real than reality itself. The fact that somebody posts pictures with nice cars, nice houses, vacations, that feels more real than the reality of that person's life itself. Some of those people are going through hell. Some of them, the only way they eat is by taking advantage of people who trust them because of what they show out there. So what I just said has nothing to do with any particular person. But trust me, I know these kinds of things. It happens every day, and I know the kinds of people who come to my DM for one help or the other. I am so sorry that you had to experience this. Now, this platform was not designed to drag anybody. We only use this platform to inform people, to raise awareness, and to inspire people to tell stories that will really help people to think outside the box. And I'm sure your story fits into that category. But I don't want people to think that this episode is to bring down somebody. No. I want you to tell the viewers what effort you have made since this incident happened. Because before this young man will come here, he's already frustrated. I'm sure he has tried to reach out to a lot of people. Please tell them yourself. And how long ago has this been? Okay. Have you tried to reach out to his family, his friends? Just talk about everything you've done before finally coming here. Okay. Because there are people who are very myopic. They will say, oh, why are you now bringing it to the public? Some of you have never really lost anything in your life. It's so easy for you to judge. Please tell them.
Okay. First of all, when I noticed that the whole situation was a fraud, because all he said to me regarding the funds was never official. There is nothing like the push fee for my confirmation. And I asked him, who did you give the money to? He couldn't come out openly to tell me. Where is the money? He can't respond. He's only saying, please give me time. I would refund. But it's just 1 million that they said they will refund. And who is the they? He never came out open. After writing the petition that he was invited and he refused to turn out, the next thing I did was to talk to my partner, which was Alahe, so somebody who also knows him from school days. And we talked to him regarding this thing. And he was all defensive, saying he never said he was not going to refund, but this is the amount he was going to refund.
Just 1 million.
1 million. And it's not making any sense to me.
Considering you took loan.
Yes. I took a loan of 1 million to pay 1.5 million. Do you know at the end of the day, I had to sell my car.
You sold your car?
Yes, I sold my car to pay the loan.
Because of this issue?
Before God in heaven. I sold my car. I have evidence to that. I sold my car to pay the loan.
Sammy has really put you in trouble.
And then he was aware of all of this thing. I said, brother, since then, he never got back to me and say, what is going on with this? Okay, this is how we should settle this. I talked to our other brother, which is Neddy, and we had that joint call, and there was no point of solution whatsoever. He was just defensive and said, look, he cannot bring out the people he gave out the money to, that it is confidential. At this point, it's still confidential. I don't understand why. So why am I saying this? Why am I saying my story out to the world? I'm not saying it to bring down Samuel Maneju Jacobs. That's Big Sammy. I'm not saying it because it hurts me. Definitely, I would want to do the best to see my brother grow and become a better person. And that's one of the reasons why I held on this long without coming out to the media.
How long?
Since July 29th. Last year, 2024, was when he was invited. And I personally begged the DPO that this should be done privately. Because what I wanted to know was, who did you give the money to? Where is the money?
How can I get back my money?
Yes, and that I wanted it to be in-house discussion. Even when I wrote the petition, I begged the DPO person and said, you have to handle this case yourself. It shouldn't be something that will get to the media. I'm also into politics. And I know how fast things could move on the media. And I was trying to hide all of this from the media. I wanted this to just be brotherly discussion. But all efforts I made regarding this, he turned it down. Now, why do I deem it important to say my story to the world? If I could be betrayed and defrauded by somebody who is my brother and friend, how much more will it be to people out there who are just maybe fans, who just get along and get in touch with these people, trying to make confirmations on how they could go about their the contest. All right. Of recent, I saw a post on the page of MultiChoice, sounding warning regarding people who are being defrauded within the process of this season 10. All right. And I felt guilty because if I had informed the world of my story before now, I think a lot of persons will understand the fact that money is not important in the process of your audition. It is not necessary whatsoever. I think the only money you have to pay will be your transport fare and your upkeep when you are invited. I think that should be it. So whenever a person says you should bring funds, it is clear fraud. So if I had had the opportunity to say my story to the world, I think I would have saved a lot of people that are affected today. So the moment I noticed that this thing is not just my experience, there's so many other persons out there that are experiencing it right now. And there's some persons that will experience it in the future.
Yeah.
Because it looks like a recurring situation for MultiChoice to finally come out to admit and say, this is the issue at hand, that people are being defrauded in the name of trying to get slots.
I know the thing with the people who actually do these things, from experience, they say, him go tire. Him go call. If I no pick, maybe no go tire. So I feel like that is where they want to hibernate you. They'll put you in that position where you look at the situation and you just give up.
Very true.
Do you understand?
That
is exactly what they are going to do. And this has happened in so many cases. In fact, this is something that is just the way it happens in Nigeria. Somebody can do something bad, defraud somebody of their money, and then refuse to pay. And tell them, waiting you won't do. If you go police invites me, I no go come. If you call me tired, I no go pick. What does you want to do? If you see me, I tell and say I no get the money, go kill me. At the end of the day, you just move on with your life. And it will be as though that thing never happened. And he might also go on, the perpetual, I'm not talking of Samuel. Those people will go on to still go do it to many other people until they do it to somebody that it will nearly cost them their life.
And that's my fear in this whole situation. Because if this person who knew everything about me, who sympathized with me that, oh, I know you're an orphan, you're working so hard, you have responsibilities, you're trying to survive and assist your siblings and all of these things. If that same person, all of a sudden, after all of these things, becomes clear that I was defrauded by him, became cold-blooded to the point that never cared on how the emotional effect will be on me, how I was going to go about the loan I collected. Never cared for a moment. Like, you are my brother. You don't care. So I could only imagine how it will be with a stranger. And when I look at this situation critically, I will not allow myself die out of depression. I will not allow myself and then also give room for others to get affected by the same situation I experienced. You can see clearly, all my life I've not been defrauded. But why did I fall prey in this case? It was from somebody I trusted. And in a way that he made it very clear to me, you have nothing to lose. It is refundable. It's not like you are paying for the slot. It is push fee. You are already qualified.
That refundable assurance was what?
That was what propelled everything.
Yeah. Now, this friend that linked you up with Sammy, what's his stand in this situation? Don't you suspect him in any way?
No, I don't think. Because when we had that group call, he was all up on Sammy, telling him he's disappointed in him. Why will he do all of this if it is not true? That since we are brothers and we are from the same place. Ilebaye is also from Kogi State, right? But I felt more comfortable talking to him as a guy, as my brother. I felt she just wants his in it. She's a lady. She will be busy with a lot of things. I never made any move to get across to her. I felt, oh, this is my guy. You understand? We could blend easily. And when he said these things to me, he was so passionate about helping me. I can't count the number of times I had to tell him, thank you for doing your best to help me. And all of these things is now clear that strategically from the first word he said to me was all a lie. There was nothing, it was all calculated. So what kills me the most is how do you know that you are betraying and about to defraud your brother, and then you could be this comfortable with that person? Like literally he looks at me to the face and gives me advice, lifetime advice, and tells me how important this is. There was a song I dropped within that period, Change, and he told me, look, I could spend more than this amount of money, doing promotion. That the moment I step into this house, is huge promotion for the song and all of that. So he was just showing me the advantage of what I was going to get from the whole thing. I said, don't give up. Make sure you get it done. Make sure you get it done. That's why I'm with you. So for him to even encourage me to the point of saying he will bring out his money, 1 million, to complete money and give to them on my behalf, I felt this guy was so passionate about seeing this thing work. Every other person that is aware of this situation are totally disappointed. People has advised me to raise alarm on this thing a long time ago. But I was looking at it. I don't want the story to be like, oh, his brother is trying to pull him down. Oh, I can't handle these issues in-house. So I've exhausted every means to ensure that we do this amicably in-house. But maybe God just wants me to put out this story and save other persons out there who are yet, to experience things like this, so as to save them from experiencing it. Because I believe there are lots of persons out there who are perpetrators, who will cajole people to defraud them just like this. And I don't know how many persons could have the boldness, could have what it takes to come out and in open and then say it like it is. Because I can't lie to you, there's a lot of pressure attached to it. Coming out to say your story. A lot of persons might criticize you, might feel whatever they want to feel about it. But I just feel this is going to save somebody out there. And whatever it's going to take to save somebody else from experiencing the whole emotional trauma I went through, knowing that my brother betrayed me, whatever it's going to take, I'm ready to do it. And that is why I'm putting out my story out there so people will learn from it. And I know most definitely at some point I will get justice on this issue.
Is it possible to reach out to Sammy right now?
Yes, I have his number. I could give you his number.
Okay, let's see if we can call him.
Okay. I should give you his number, or you have it?
No, I don't have it.
Okay.
Can you try to call him and see if he'll pick?
Okay.
If he'll pick.
Okay. I'm calling him and put it on loudspeaker right now.
If you can. If not, then I can call him.
I will call him and also give you his number.
I hope this does not violate privacy in any way, God. But just wait, whether I should be the one to speak to him.
Okay.
Let me be the one to speak to him. I'll tell him that we are filming live. He might likely end the call.
Okay. Sammy BBNaija. Dialing his number now. Hello? I think he just picked, but he's not saying anything.
Hello. Hello, good afternoon, Sammy. I don't know if you can hear me. This is Mr. Lucky Udu. I'm not hearing anything. Maybe it's the phone.
I should call again. I'll give you his number. Let me dial it.
No, don't worry. I had to call out my name just in case he heard it. Let me call again.
SIM 2 is what he.
SIM 2?
Yes, that's what he used, right? That's the number he has.
Okay.
Oh, he just went there. Let me see. I think it's SIM 2.
SIM 2, yeah.
Busy.
He picked. Oh, he doesn't have
He
his
picked.
number.
He has it. He picked and refused to say anything. That's just it.
Let's call 3 times and see. I honestly don't know this dude. Let me. I
could
don't
show
watch
you
Big
his
Brother Naija.
pictures and all of that.
Let me search Sammy. Hello. Hello, Sammy. Good evening. Hello. He's not saying anything. It's completely silent.
I should call him on WhatsApp.
Put your phone on flight mode and then remove it.
Okay.
Then see if you can call him on. Where is he? Yeah, I don't know. These are the Sammy I saw.
Yeah. Yes.
This one. Okay.
Okay, he's calling on WhatsApp.
He's calling on WhatsApp.
Yes.
Hello, Sammy Alpha. Good evening. This is Mr. Lucky Udu. Yeah. How are you doing today? You say what?
So this is Young's number. Yes.
Yeah. I'm with Emmanuel right now. Yes. Sorry, we are calling live. Do you understand? But what I mean live is that we are currently in an interview section. So Sammy, Emmanuel actually came to talk about what happened last year between the both of you, about the money he spent for Big Brother Nigeria. So I felt, okay, why not? Let's hear from you to know what exactly happened and why you've refused to refund him. Is that okay?
The way you made it sound now, you said that you refused to refund him, and it's not really.
I've shown you the whole receipt.
Like that, you're an interviewer. I refuse to refund him. You let the other side of the story and you call me and tell me I refuse to refund him. Come on, it's not really.
No. That's why I called you. That's exactly what he said. So what exactly happened? He said you took the total of 4.4,050,000.
I can't even exactly how much. I remember how much because. But let's go. I can hear 4 point what?
4,450,000
Let
naira.
me be writing it down. That's because I'm done with this conversation and it's really stressing me out. 4 point what?
4,450,000 naira.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Yeah, so he said this money was actually what was taken from him by you. He sent it to your Kuda account to help him, according to what you said, that it's a push. You understand?
I'm with you.
Yeah, it's a push for the audition. So obviously things did not go well, but you assured him that this money is going to be refunded if everything doesn't go as planned. So he also involved the police privately, and they invited you, but you refused to show up.
Okay. So you want to hear my part of the story, yeah?
Yes, please.
Hi, good afternoon. Is it a radio interview or TV interview?
It's TV.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. If you're listening, my name is Samuel Jacob. I don't think it makes sense that I'm doing this live, but I want to really get over this. You get? I was in Lagos and Young reached me. I got I think he texted and I got his message and I told him to talk to my manager because he said it was supposed to be an appointment, it was supposed to be a work meeting and he really wanted to talk to me based on the work situation. Then I said you should talk to my manager and he told me he wanted it to be personal. I saw that it was an Igala name. My brother be that now. So I said, no, Wala, we can link up. He said he can fly down to Lagos if I don't mind. I told him, no problem. He can come to Lagos. No, Wala, let him come to Lagos. And he came to Lagos. We met in Lagos. We spoke about the fact that he wanted to be in politics, that these days will do other business and all of that. And I said, no, Allah. And then at the end, he came down to the Big Brother process. And I told him, this matter here, this and this, it's always not, it's a process where, because I applied for the show as well, and I went through the process step by step. However, this is what we can do. Apply for the show too, and let's trust God. But he told me he wants us to go through that he does not mind pushing through whichever way, just to at least assist him get to wherever it is. I've been there, so my experience can probably help us get him on the show, and I told him instantly on that day, I wish just a recorder, bro, I know the people for Big Brother Naija. I don't audition people, but I've been there. We can figure out a way around it. He said, no, Allah. And the first step I told him is this. There are people I can talk to. One, those people said not really concern them. You get me? But before I meet anybody, I was going to assist him with my own knowledge. And I was going to do it for free. There will be charges and the charges is that it's not me. I cannot be. I won't just step out of my way and do all of those stuff just like that. And if you ask Young, from the beginning of this journey, are you with me?
Yes, I can hear you.
From the beginning of this journey, I was explaining to Young, this money he gave me, I told him I was going to face somebody. I wanted to be private and confidential. But I was going to say, then get him. If I don't want to go empty-handed, to get information and talk and see if it's going to be workable. And the money was not the issue. He told me that. When I was young, he told me money was not the issue. I told him, it's not even about that. I know the people of Big Brother Naija, so all that is all calm. He sent me, I think, 600,000 naira. My pain, my the way I feel right now is not because I am not reasonable. I said, Young came for my career. At some point, I was so scared. But right now, I'm not scared anymore, for real, because it's not like I don't have proof or whatever. Young called somebody that used to be my manager before, but now we don't talk anymore. And this is why I had assured Young that, okay, this was the situation. The person declined. I figured out my way of myself. I don't have to tell Young how I figured out my shit as long as it was working out for him. Am I correct, right or wrong?
Yeah.
That was what happened. But Young he messed up my relationship because of this. He called the person, told the person that I'm a bad person, I'm this and that, and that he should be careful with me. Young sent that to the person told me. And I'm like, bro, I didn't say anything about it, I just let it be. How do we figure this out? I came through on my own end, which is what, on each stage. 1 million was what I was going to report that time. Honestly, I don't even have, right now, what I'm going through, I don't have to say it on live television. You get me? But if you want to refund 1 million naira, I will figure out my way. You know, to pay out most I will pay him that money. And they tell you, when you talk real life matter, I know you want to pretend, say, but we do Young, I can't do this. No.
So, from the 4 points, let's say 4.5 million, because it's 4.
If you keep saying 4 point something million, but it's going to be fun because.
No, that's what he said. That was what
like
he
I
said.
told you in interview, I know he said that, I'm telling you, whatever it is I did it step by step, stage by stage.
Yeah. Okay, so what you are trying to say is that what you can refund is a million naira, but he has to give you time.
Give somebody a job, and the person does not do the job.
Mm.
Then I told you step by step. That was why the money gave me the badge. They can show you the proof.
Okay, Sammy.
Yes, sir, I can hear
So
you.
what you are saying now is, Mr. Lucky. What you are saying now is that what you can refund is a million naira, right? But he has to give you time. Okay, what do you have to say about it?
Basically, I have to say this, that looking at what he's saying right now, I'm shocked to some extent, because the thing is, we are brothers, right? If you need me to raise funds and give to you directly for whatever effort you think you're putting in, maybe the time you're talking to me about the thing, you have to come up straight up to me and say, this is what you have to give to me. Not collecting money or false pretense.
He never told you that you're going to compensate him for his time and his effort.
I have evidence both in chats, calls, record on that.
So what would you but bro, do you want to settle with this guy right now?
I've made every move to settle. You could hear the way he just sounded. That is how he sounds every day when we talk on this issue. Give me time.
Yeah, Sammy, I'm talking to Emmanuel. I'm asking something. Just chill. Yeah. Just pause a little bit.
The way he just sounded right now, that he will say, okay, this is just the first time he's telling me that he is the one that will raise the 1 million. All right? All the while, what he's saying to me is the people that collected the money only agreed to refund the last one, which is the 1 million. And I have evidence in chats of how he requested for the money and how he would state clearly that it is not for him. Times when he told me he does not have a kobo to do with these funds.
Okay, Emmanuel, calm down. what has happened is a mistake. Do you understand? You wanted to achieve something, and he felt that you were consulting him professionally to assist you. You needed an advantage, because if you did not need an advantage, you probably would not have come to him. So that was his own perspective, that he was providing professional value to you, right? But it was just unfortunate that this was not explicitly outlined in a document or a memorandum of understanding, that this was what you guys were getting yourself into. I feel for you because of what you've lost. You had to borrow money, you had to take funds from where it was not even available, and now you've lost your car. So are you willing to settle? And what is something you would like? Because what he's saying is that he can only refund a millionaire. So do you think you can take a millionaire?
Okay, I would like to state this clearly. All right, that maybe his theory first of all, because we need to make this thing very, very clear so you know my stand, right? His theory of he spent his time and then he only lied to me that some persons were asking for the money so that he could get something in return. For me, first of all, this is the very first time I'm getting to hear all of that aspect, all right? And it doesn't sit well with me. Why? If we are like brothers, I don't think there should be something you should hide from me. You should be very open if you have a view. But I'm telling you, within all of this, it came to the point where when he tells me money was requested, he will tell me he used his money to pay them. So I have to refund him. So how does that correlate with he was only requesting the money because he wanted something that he will benefit? It doesn't make sense.
So now, it's clear. It's to an extent. You said that he was actually spending money for certain things, but he was spending some of his own money, and then you pay him back.
That is how the money became 4 million.
Okay, I understand. So from all this now, Sammy is claiming that he has already spent it for a particular purpose that was achieved, and right now that money cannot be refunded.
How did he spend it for?
Now the money, you say he told you that all this money will be refunded if it doesn't go well.
Yes.
But Sammy is saying that he only said that the last money you paid, which was for the final stage after the Zoom meeting you had with BBNaija, that the 1 million naira will be refunded if it doesn't go well.
Now let's make this make sense. Why will I take the risks of collecting a loan for 1 million to pay 1.5 million, use my car for collateral, if it is just the 1 million that will be paid? Where will I now raise the remaining 500,000 to pay? Just for instance, let's just accept. But I'm telling you clearly that this whole story of 1 million will be refunded by the people.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't hear you. You say what?
I think I should go off my business because I'm having the same argument with him prior to all this period.
Okay. This is the reason why I need to involve the law that I talked about.
Okay, do you know what? Sammy, I might call you back in 5 or 10 minutes. Do you understand? No, I just want it won't take your time. It's just to let you know if we have come with any conclusion or agreement.
Did you hear what I'm happy that we had this conversation, Lucky. Thank you for the platform and all of that. Lastly, every stage that Young sent money for, I came through on my end. The part that I could not come through, if there's a way he wants me, he can come with a payment plan, because I honestly am going through so much right now. Truth, I'm trying to show up for life and all of that. It's a mess. What I didn't come to for that I can refund. Ask him, there are proofs of emails that confirm that he passed through all the stages that I helped him with. I wrote, on stage 2 of that process, I was the one that wrote every detail from about Young, about his partner.
That's
I
a lie.
wrote for them, me, Samuel
That's
Jacob
a lie.
Alifan. What is his hobbies? I wrote it for him, me. I didn't
That's
speak.
a lie.
So please, let Young not come and act like he's
That's a lie.
Don't be a pod. No, don't come and do that.
I have proof to that.
You're calling me your brother. Do you know the stress?
I have every proof to that.
Mentally, emotionally, and psychologically.
Let me clarify this last thing. Maybe he hung up or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Let me clarify this last
Just
part.
open your phone. Let's call him back.
Okay. This is
No, you explain. I think he wants to go back to work and
this is crazy. I'm just shocked with all that he's saying. Shocked.
Yeah. The call ended.
Sorry about that, Jerry. I get the fact that I had to like chill to understand Young, but Young took advantage of that because I was trying to listen and understand where I was coming from. Let's find a way to balance this thing. He took advantage of that, and I feel very, very stupid for even letting it happen like that. I feel stupid for meeting Young in Lagos. I feel very, very stupid for all this process. Find out coming down to the end because this has lingered for a while. I literally called Young one time to ask him. So I saw an opportunity online for next Nigerian couple, and I felt like okay, maybe let me just tell Young since I can be back home, they can just go. It's not. I can just try it out and see because there's a win cash as well. And I reached out to Young during the same heat. Young came at me for reaching out to him again. And I told myself, I swear on God, I will never, nothing concern me and it's nothing. Young didn't reach out. It's a mess. I won't lie to you, Mr. Lucky. What I can refund is where I didn't come through. But every other stage.
He will prove how he came through with the money. He will prove it because false pretense is unlawful.
Okay.
False pretense will not be false pretense.
False pretense. He collected the money based on false pretense, and that's unlawful.
It was nice having you. Thank you for having me on the show.
Sammy, thank you so much for squeezing out time to say your own side of the story. I'm going to have a conversation with Emmanuel. Then I'll let you know where we stand. Okay. If you don't pick, I'll assume you are busy. But if you can pick, I won't go past 5 minutes or even 2 minutes. I'll just stay where we stand.
And it's free to keep lying. It's free to keep saying whatever I want to say to his advantage. It's all the best to you, Young. For real. Thank you, Mr. Lucky.
All right. Have a nice day. Thank you. Okay. So, this is messy. Do you understand? And this is that is why sometimes it's good to hear from the other side. And to be honest, you are not the first person I've done this to. Whenever a lot of people have come to me for different issues, and sometimes I want to hear from the other party. Sometimes it even backfires. I have so many issues like that, many cases like that. With everything that's happened now, what do you think we can do about it?
I'm happy that the whole details of what I was saying, he confirmed most of it. If not for a few parts that is strange and new to me, to my hearing, like him saying he lied to me about the official funds that he told me that was required as push fee, so he would have something to benefit, right? I think that's if I got what he said.
Yeah, what he was just trying to say is that okay, he's willing to assist you, but you have to pay him for his time. Maybe he did not say it.
Never.
He was not explicit. You know, there are some people that will say something indirectly.
No.
It's not even indirectly. They'll just say it.
Okay.
They'll euphemize it.
Now I need to make this clear abundantly that if at any point he was open and direct to me and say, this is it, this is what I need to gain from telling you the details of what is necessary for you to do, all right, there is no way I would be going through this process. All right, what he said to me, and I have every evidence to that, both in conversation of chat, the people in multi-choice that he has as his link, I requested him that even there was a time he would tell me that since we've been doing all of this, apart from times where we go out and I do some spendings and all of that, that he has not benefited a kobo from me. That why he's doing this because I'm his brother, right? And he's doing this out of that love and concern because he wants to see me grow. If not, he would have asked me for money. All right? And then this money that I sent to him, that's why I told you, just make it make sense. Why will you tell me that it's money for yourself? And you're telling me money for a project was in your hand. You used it to give those asking for the money. Then I have to refund you. Okay, if it is true that, okay, you used the money to do the push through the levels that I went through, prove it. We need to prove it. Okay, this is the money. This is who I gave. Even if you want to hide the identity of the person, let us even know the direction. All right? You can't prove that you gave anybody a kobo. And you collected all this money in the name that you are giving it to people. So make it make sense to me in law if it is lawful to do that.
Okay, now now that we've heard from him, where do you stand? Are you determined that he must pay you all of your money, or at least 80%, or maybe just 50% of it?
As much as, first of all, I must tell you sincerely, you won't know the level of emotions I'm going through. Seeing the fact that rather than trying to push and build and support each other as brothers, we at this stage putting out this embarrassing sin, because I don't know. You see, there is no empathy from what he's saying, no remorse. He's so, boastful about and bragging about you defrauding somebody. This is fraud, literally. I don't know much. I don't know if there is a different way to call it. But I don't see how, for instance, I tell you that you should give me money to do something. Or, some persons required money for something. And those people never required a kobo. Then, because you went through that thing, I say, didn't you go through it? That is how the money went. And nobody collected any money. They're not telling me you went through it now. He doesn't justify it. I don't understand how it makes sense to him. I don't really understand what he's going through. I don't know what's wrong. I think...
I feel for you. Let me tell you, because in all this, you are the one that have lost. You've lost. For you to sell your car, I really hope that you sold your car
at a very, very bad price. Because I had decision to either let go the car for the 1.5 million or sell it, and I just had like 3-4 hours to make the payment, or the car is gone. So
how much did you sell it?
I sold the car very, very poor. The worth of the car on a normal time, if I'm to sell that car, at least I should sell it for nothing less than 4 million. But I sold it 1.8. 1.8. Because what I just needed was the instant cash.
So you borrowed 1 million naira to pay back 1.5. Within how many?
A couple of months. It even elapsed the period, because the arrangement was... How long? The arrangement was, if this thing doesn't work out, the money will be paid back to me in full. I'll just refund the 1.5. So that is to say...
the person that gave you loan of 1 million.
Yes.
To pay back within
couple of months. I think...
3 months or 2 months.
It's like 2 months or so, thereabout. 2 months to 3 months.
To pay 500 naira interest?
Yes.
500,000 naira
interest. Yes.
Hey, God.
What he did was, he did valuation using... is it all cash or something like that? If you are to get a million naira, what the interest will look like. All right? Because I told him I don't have such apps or something. He said, okay, he's going to check it. And he checked it and he said it's there about that kind of amount.
No. That person...
The person did not have any human face to it, for real.
That person
I accepted such condition because of how he assured me that, look... I
understand. And the fact that you've passed those stages.
He said, if you don't bring this time, all right, these people will have excuse to say, it is because you did not meet up. That is why it did not work.
So that pressure was on you to provide the money. Yes, because I don't want any
excuse that, okay, this is the reason why we could not refund your money, because the fault is from you. And I was looking at how much I already gave. So what is the need? I have to make sure I meet up to ensure I get everything back in full. Because if at that point I did not give him that 1 million, he would have said, oh, because you were unable to bring the 1 million, those people refused to refund the money because they say it's your fault. That would have been the story. So I had to go the extra mile to fulfill all righteousness. And here we are thereafter. When it came to the time to refund, he said, those people said they can't refund everything, that is only 1 million they will refund.
This is really...
And you could see from the way he's expressing himself, right? Zero empathy. I don't even understand how it makes sense to him to wake up one day and tell me, the money I collected from you and I said was officially requested as push fee, which is supposed to be refundable, all right? I collected it based on false pretense, because I wanted to eat the money. I don't have the money anymore because I've spent all the 4,450,000, and all I can maybe agree to pay back is 1 million that you will give me time to pay. This is the story, apart from the fact that he admitted here now that he collected the money under false pretense, because he's saying he never gave anybody the money. He lied to me to collect the money that he just admitted. This is the first time I'm hearing that side of the story, right? Apart from that new revelation, all I've been hearing from him is the people only said they will refund 1 million naira and you have to give me time to get the money from them. That has been a storyline. And I insisted on trying to know, look, we need to come to a point where we'll have accountability, right? You have to come out plain and be accountable for whatever it is that you do. Who did you give this money to? Now he has admitted that he embezzled the money. He defrauded me of that money. All right? Because he wanted something to gain as my brother. And you can't come out to me and say, look, I need you to pay me 1 million to talk to you about how you go about this process. Because money is not required. I know, okay, I'm giving you the 1 million.
Emmanuel, I understand your frustration. But what can we do right now?
I want to settle, but the settlement has to be, he's not even reasonable with all of this, right? That's the painful part. You could just...
Well, he said, let me say it. He said he's only willing to refund the last money gave to him, which was ₦1 million. I'm sure that was the same money that made you to take a loan of 1 million naira to pay 1.5, and then you sold your car for 1.8 million naira. Yes. So he's going to refund you back that 1 million, but he's not even sure the way things are going. That he's going through a lot right now, so he's not so sure, but he can work hard to ensure that he refunds you. And he's not reassuring you that he's going to refund it once. He might do it refund it by installments. So what is your take? Or do you like to still pursue this by involving a lawyer? Because I don't think that the police are even the ones in charge of this, but you can... Like I told you, I've had my own fair share of experience with somebody who did something similar. I spoke to a lawyer. A lawyer wrote petition. I went to the commissioners of police office in that region. I explained everything to him. And then I also hired a private detective to help me to find and track that person down. So it took a month, but the person was eventually found. We tracked the person through certain things that I cannot see, and when the person was found, he was taken to the police station, and then the person paid back, and not just even paid back, the person paid back both my flights, my hotel, the money I spent to the lawyer, with the detective, paid back every single thing, and it all ended up with an agreement. And today everything is fine. Do you understand? So the police made him realize his mistakes. Okay, and it was settled privately. He'd never realized how much he hurt me with what he did until we got to the police station and they actually told him his faults. And when he saw how serious the situation was, he had to just fulfill all righteousness. And today we are in good terms. So all I'm trying to say is that sometimes some people make decisions without really understanding how far they can go in hurting other people. And as long as they don't have anything to lose, they don't mind. I'm only feeling for you because you lost your car. You lost a lot. Do you understand? And I feel really, really bad because of that. What is your stand in this right now?
You don't know how heartbroken I am right now, knowing that somebody who I call brother could hurt me this much without feeling anything, without feeling remorse. Like he's not sorry for anything. You could hear how he talks. He feels he's on his right to have duped me, to have collected money from me based on false pretense in the name that I passed through some stage. And I would like to really know what was the role he played, who he talked to in Multi, because if Multi tries to come up in the open and say, no penny is required as any push fee or whatever fee to move through whatever stage. And here he is claiming that the stage I went through, he was responsible for it. So I would like to know in what way he used the money to do it.
No, you've already explained that part.
Yes, let people see. Yes.
I feel like you've explained that part. What I wanted to achieve was, Sammy, do you have intentions to pay back this man's money? If you really do, then we don't have any reason to air this anymore. But the fact that he said he doesn't owe you all of the money you've claimed, and the fact that he also mentioned What he wants to refund is just a million naira from the money, and there's no assurance that he's even going to do that right away because of how things are for him. Now the decision is completely up to you, and it's a very sad experience, brothers and sisters. Let me know what you think. Indicate it in the comment section. This is something that happens every day. Some of you are already in this. You've not seen the results yet, but you are in this process. Whether it's for a plot of land you are trying to purchase, a business, you want to import goods from China, you are trusting somebody, you want to travel outside the country, you are trusting somebody, you are trusting your pastor. Some of you are already very close to experiencing what this young man has experienced. I hope that this episode gives you self-realization, because these things happen every single day. I'm always curious the set of people who, if you want to book flights in Nigeria, maybe you will not go to the website of the airline you want to travel with and book your flight. But there are people who still pay money to travel agents just to book local flights. I don't understand why people cannot, for once, do something themselves. Why do you have to pay somebody else to do something that you can do in just 2 minutes? But some people, maybe they are scared of things going wrong, and because of that, they feel like they want to involve people. And then the person they are involving, to them, they think that person is just trying to do it for free. The person is just being noble. But to that person, the person sees it as just another job opportunity. One of the advantage of being a public figure, I am going to use my experience to try to help you. So I feel that this is where the contact of conflicts, was established. It's a very sad one, Emmanuel. I am so sorry, particularly that you had to take a million naira that you did not spend on yourself, and you had to pay back 1.5. And the fact that you had to lose a car that you never even planned to let go of for something like this, it did not end fruitful. I understand your pain, and nobody will even blame you for what you are doing right now, to be honest. But you must understand that this is conflict. This is a misunderstanding, an oversight you did not see. To you, it felt like, your brother was trying to help you, and that's why you have to be explicit. You have to be. A few months ago, I also got myself in a situation where people had to drag me online for something that was not even true, based on how the other person perceived it. The case was, Burna Boy asked me to help look for somebody that he wanted to help. And then this lady was scared of coming to Nigeria because of the person she was accusing to be her baby daddy. That what if anything goes wrong? Or what if she comes to Nigeria and then Burna Boy leaves the country to attend any of his shows? That won't she be stranded? And then I just told her that, no, at least she has me now. She knows that Lucky is also in Nigeria. I have a comfortable apartment. I can accommodate her. I never knew that my intention of just trying to reassure somebody was going to be used against me. And then the person also came out to say that, said something, and then everybody, it went like wildfire. And up to today, people still use that against me. I also still have the case of Dennis Igwe, who said Mark Angel betrayed him. I was trying to settle these people. I and my PA flew down. I spent millions from my own pocket trying to settle them. Mark Angel respected me and said, okay, I'm going to honor this meeting. Let us settle privately. Because what Dennis Igwe wanted was an interview. I said, it's not everything that should be interviewed. If we can settle it privately, we will. But if we can't, maybe we can do the video stuff. You understand? To let people know what exactly happened. So after all my efforts, trying to beg Mackenzie, listening to Dennis Igwe talk about everything he has been through, I said, Dennis Igwe, okay, what do you need? He said what he needs is 250,000 for house rent. Bro, how much is my flight for me and my PA? The hotel we lodged for that, just that hotel alone, I spent 500,000 for 3 days for the two of us. Talk more of our hotel. Like, can you imagine? That was crazy. And then that was all he could say he needed, 250K. And I think Mackenzie sent him just a millionaire or something, because he said what he needed was 250k. But at the end of the day, he still went to another platform. I still told him that even if he's not satisfied, he can still come and get interview. But he went to another platform and said something about me. Me that was trying to help him. And that was misinterpreted. Nigerians wanted to bury me again for something that was not even true. So you see, these lessons have taught me about perspective. Up till today, I don't talk to people. You can call it rude. You love me so much, you meet me on the road, you say, can I have your number? I'll tell you pop and plain, I don't give out my number. In life, you need to protect yourself. Not everybody will see you for who you are. So for you, you were just trying to achieve something. You felt that the person was trying to help. But he saw you as another business opportunity. I'm just saying. So in life, all this has helped me. I don't talk to people anymore. If you send me a message, I can decide not to reply you. I don't owe anybody anything. Because all those things has gone a long way to affect my social life, my work, my business, and so many things. So, bro, I'm only sharing all this with you. I'm not trying to take the attention of this conversation to what's happened to me. I want you to understand that to an extent, I've also had my fair share of reality. So, what I'm going to, I don't know, Sammy is not just interested. If not, I'll beg him to see if he can refund maybe half of the money. Because at least you need to, if you can just get back the money you used to sell that car for. If you can just even get back, you sold the car for 1.8 million, right? If you can just get back that money alone, at least maybe 2 million naira, to me that satisfies everything. You should just say it as, you should just consider it as, what's that thing called? Is it collateral damage or they call them? I don't even know. Please, Emmanuel, that's my own. But from the look of things, Sammy has absolute no intention.
He has made up his mind
that
nothing will happen, and not to give any money, and not to show up, even if he's invited by law enforcement agents. And he believes nothing will happen.
Viewers, what do you guys think about the story? Please indicate in the comment section. And if this video gets posted and there's any of you that know Sammy personally, I feel that you can help him to settle this issue so that Sammy does not go about having enemies, and he does not also go about having enemies too, because you can't expect that a man that sold his car for something that did not end fruitful will be happy or just move on like that. It's not possible. Even if emotions or bully or peer pressure try to help him to say, okay, no problem, there will be a point in his life where he will experience something that will make him shed tears in private and will start to regret. He might face something and will just start to feel like Sammy is the cause of his misery, and will start to revisit that wound again. So I feel like the best thing is for things to be settled. So if you are a family to Sammy, you are a very good friend to Sammy, or you love him so much, if there's any way you can support Sammy to pay this man back at least half of that money, or the money he spent, the money he sold his car for, that would really go a long way. Do you think you'd be satisfied with that? Even if it's 2 million naira? I am just saying, I don't know what is possible. You can decide not to. You don't have to listen to me, honestly. Because
for me, basically, I really want to, I've been trying even before now, and before coming here, I lost options. There was no other option left, for me, trying to ensure that we settle this amicably. But he's hell-bent on not acting reasonable, and that is why I've been trying to use the law and all of that. So if there is any person out there basically that is interested in trying to settle this amicably, definitely I'll have a talk with the person and make sure that I play my part in a way that this thing will be settled once and for all.
Yeah, I understand. I really understand. You've tried to reach a lot of people, and at the end of the day, nothing is forthcoming from it.
Nothing.
I understand the pain, and people expect you to be a man when they don't understand your situation. You know the kind of job you do for a living. You know how hard you have to do those kinds of jobs to put food on your table. we live in the present times now. People don't even have enough money to pay for data subscription. Talk more of house rent and other things. And then you are selling an asset, your car. Do you know what you could use a car for?
A very bad price because I had few hours.
Yeah, I understand the pressure. So, to me, that is that point where I would not even encourage you to be emotional about your decision. I feel like Sam is going through a lot, but if he's
I'm also
compassionate,
going through so much.
if he's compassionate, he will just try to understand the fact that you sold your car off, and by now, you are not the one supposed to even tell him. He should have at least refunded something. If his conscience is well in place,
For almost 1 year now.
he should
Yes,
have at
that's
least refunded
not a kobo.
something.
He has
You
not sent a
understand?
kobo.
So, that is my take. This is not a professional advice. I'm a young man. I listen to stories a lot, and where necessary, I try to use my common sense from my perspective, not viewers' perspective, or from my own perspective. The perspective is always different when you're sitting on this chair to make my conclusion. So, if anybody knows Sammy, please, if this video gets posted, of course, you should know that things were not settled. So, reach out to Sammy, try to encourage him, give him reasons why he needs to at least settle this man. Maybe not, if not all of the money, part of the money. If he can do that by installment, not a problem, but at least it's unfair that this man had to lose his car. He had to lose woefully. It's really, really, it's sad. It's really sad. Emmanuel, please cheer up. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Cheer up. If it's possible to send me Sam's number, I don't know if I can talk to him privately after we are done here. I'll see if he's willing to at least pay back 2 million naira or 2.5 million. Do you understand? If that is going to happen, then nobody gets to see this. But if it happens, if it doesn't seem like he has any interest, then obviously we'll have to upload it. Please take heart and just use this as, you just tell yourself that last year you spent 4.5 million naira to learn a valuable lesson, and this lesson is very important because of what holds in your future. Do you understand? I want you to see life that way. Do you understand me? Some people spend money, millions in university, they did not use the certificate to achieve anything reasonable. They didn't even really learn anything that they could use to function literally in real life that could bring value to them. So to you, you have learned something that I think would change you as a person and give you an advantage to not be a victim of the victim story in the future. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm using too many. Waiting at the try talk, be say just use this experience as I don't learn from her. I'm not gonna make this kind of mistake again. So what I'm trying to say is that what is ahead is greater than what you've experienced. So what is ahead is nothing compared to this. So because you've learned this lesson, there's so many things that you avoid in the future and so many things you benefit in the future because of just this lesson. That's all I'm trying to tell you. So don't be too hard on yourself. Do not make further threats to him. He can also use that against you too if he has a good lawyer.
I've never made any
Please
threat whatsoever.
try not to do that.
Never, I've not done that ever.
And try to speak to somebody. Although we offer pro bono lawyers, we partner with a legal firm that offers free legal services to people who cannot afford it. But no,
interested.
I'm not going to offer this to you, please.
That's
not be like I'm trying to bring issues, please.
No. The thing is,
we even have multiple lawyers, but even in Lagos, but I'm not going to.
There is the part that I'm actually looking at. You see, I actually feel like when you're looking at settling with somebody, right? It's very important for the person to, first of all, admit that they were wrong, and then make moves to see how they could make amends. All right? But in this case, I don't know, maybe it's just in my head, but I don't see how legally it is okay to collect money from somebody based on false pretense. And then now your excuse is you are going through a lot, you don't have money. And then you're now saying you only pay 1 million. You haven't denied the fact that you said everything was to be refunded. every other thing that you said very clearly with evidence that, look, so and so person is requesting for the money. I've given my own money to the person. Please refund me. You are now saying it is a lie. You have admitted that you lied, but you are saying you are on your rights to lie because I passed through some process that you had nothing to do with. He mentioned something that I should make very clear immediately. He said the second part, the details that I put in, that he was the one that wrote all of that for me. I could show you proof very clearly. What was going on? I use an Android phone, right? And then there was network issue and all of that. He was like, no, on his iPhone it's going faster. I use Glow. You understand? I said, let me use his phone to fill the details. So what happened was on WhatsApp, I write the details and paste on his WhatsApp, saying he'll copy and paste. And I have the record, it's still there.
And then he was helping you to fill it
Just copy, paste. So it's not like he did all of that right about me from his brain. No, nothing like that. So what is the effort he's talking about? I can't count the number of times that I did all manner of expense.
Now you go miss celebrity
for us.
Now.
Then why don't you come out open and say, look, this is what it is. This is what I need. If you are to pay for consultants fee or whatever, and that's what you want, you state it. This is my price.
I'm telling you that a lot of celebrities, the position they are, most of them they did not see all this coming. I will tell you something. The sad reality is that everybody looks to them for assistance, one assistant and the other. And some of them rarely come across opportunity. So if they see an opportunity for them to earn, a lot of them why wouldn't they go for it? They have bills to pay. I'm just giving you a perspective. You can never see a celebrity. It is very rare, except she's a female, to see a celebrity and you say you want to just give her something. A lot of times, it is people taking from them. Even when they don't have, all they just have is followers. Some people think that, because you're a celebrity. I know people that have 1 million followers, but they are broke. They are in my DM asking for help. It's that bad. And this is the sad reality people don't talk about. And then we have the ones that are fraudsters that are doing money laundering. Some of them have deep things that they are doing. Then they are fronting that it's their social media things that are generating those things for them. And that causes people to think that maybe this is how it is for everybody. So when you look up to someone like that for assistance, you don't think that, someone like that should charge you for anything because they already have so much. That's the mentality. But the sad reality is that I know some of them that are even squatting with people. They don't have a house of their own. Sometimes you see some of them who post car today, tomorrow they'll post another car. Sometimes they probably bought a car that was 40 and sold it to buy another one. Sometimes even where the car that they've posted, they've not made payments completely. These are things that happen every day, but people don't see it because the perception of reality is more real than the actual reality itself. So, please be strong.
Sir,
Emmanuel.
In all honesty, personally, looking at how I grew up, right? I lost my mom at a very early, tender age. I think on the 17th of October, 2003, and my dad in 2007. So since 2007, at that very young age, I had to work very hard. I've worked all manner of minimal jobs. I've worked in restaurants. I do wiring of houses. That was what took me to the site. I started from serving labor to doing messing to everything. Do you understand? So I've done all this hard labor. But while doing all of these things, I have that mentality knowing that there are better things I could do for. And I always strive to go for something higher. All right? Now, cut the long story short, right? I believe growing through life, you have to have principles. All right? I can tell you notable things that I've done that ordinarily people would think that maybe I should be a billionaire. Yes, God has blessed me to some extent. There are some things that I could handle on my own, right? I've been a spokesperson to a governorship candidate in Kogi State, even in 2003 governorship election. A lot of persons will feel, you must have, but because I was trying to ensure I do just what is right, all the embezzlement here and there, sharing of money, I was never part of all of it. All right? I was state collation agent to presidential election, putting up together the whole result for a state. All right? And I've done so many notable things like that. But I believe the values I grew up with, which is you being true to yourself has been some of the things that has also kept me going on the right path. Look, the proposal I came to meet Sammy with, only God knows the millions would have been able to generate. But he was only focused on what he could get through defrauding me. Not knowing the opportunity that I was offering. That if we were to be diligent on it, in all sincerity, only God knows he's complaining of his situation. Maybe that would have been the turnaround. You see? So what am I trying to say in essence? Him giving the excuse that he's going through a lot, I feel it also has a lot to do with him discovering the fact that you have to be true to yourself in life. Maybe I'm not at the best position to give him advice, but I believe we should all be accountable for whatever decision we take in life. And that's why I'm very careful with things I do. Just like he accused me that I gave him threats, I can categorically tell you he's free to bring any evidence if he has one. Not for a day have I ever. Rather, reverse is the case. And I have evidence to that. Reverse is the case. I have evidence to that. Even when I talked to the so-called Chima that he talked about, his response to me, things that looked like threats, that if I call his name, he's going to hold me responsible for defamation and all of that. I didn't respond in whatever aggressive way. I said, you own the right to be angry or whatever, because maybe you're not expecting that you are involved this much. Right? But he used his name to say this person is requesting the money. So why will it just all of a sudden you just wake up and say, the money I collected for you that I said so person requested and collected, that money, nobody collected it. I embezzled the money. I ate the money. And I don't even have it to pay you. I can only pay you 1 million out of 4,450,000 that is supposed to be refunded to you. Like I said to you. In fact, the 1 million, I don't have it now because I'm going through a lot. All of this thing, this is selfish. You don't even care what I'm going through. You don't even care, okay, the loan I pushed you to collect 1.5 and then 1 million, but to pay 1.5. How did you even sort out these things? What are you going through at the moment? How? He doesn't care. And he's still rude, arrogant, feels he's on his right. Sometimes I feel some situation, God allows some situations to happen so some people can learn credible lessons. Me putting out this story, it has a lot to do with me too, because since I'm also somebody that is striving to do things with the media, I have musical records that I put out. I'm into politics and all of that. I'm also careful about certain image putting out there. So, but I had to take the risks because I feel lots of persons might still go through same. And the fact is, he has not learned the lesson. What he just did to me, if you examine his reaction, he will do it again and again because he feels he's right. This is the only reason why there's a part of me that wants to take the legal move to see that this thing is addressed so that he can understand and know that, look, I was actually wrong before any settlement. That this approach that I thought that I could just deceive somebody and collect money based on false pretense, it is a crime. He needs to understand his crime so he won't do it next time. This is the only reason why I'm looking out that there is an option for me to want to seek legal address to this.
Emmanuel,
yes.
Let me tell you something. Do not let anybody to... The only thing I would advise you is stay out of trouble, but at the same time, you have to fight for whatever it is you want. But make sure that what you want is not selfish. And in this case, I don't think you are fighting for a selfish cause. You only want the money that he told you that will be refundable, and that's it. From my own advice, I would say maybe you should not fight for all of the money, but at least if you can give you just the half of it or something reasonable, then that's fine. But if he's unwilling to do that, or if he doesn't care at all about the fact that you lost all these things, I don't know in the eyes of God though, but in my own eyes, I don't think that is unfair. Because you were the one who lost. He did not lose anything at all. And the fact that you had to spend all this money, it was the money he used. I'm done with this conversation. What I'm just going to tell you is, think carefully about it. Do you have a lawyer?
I don't.
That's now an issue.
I don't.
Who do I go? I don't want to be like I'm aiding you now in this. That is just,
sir,
what will happen. Let's not talk about this because this is taking long, right?
Yes, sir.
Go and think about everything properly. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Just go and think about everything properly. This is okay. He's in Lagos, right?
Yes, it's in Lagos.
Mm-hmm. So you send me his number.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. You send me his number. I'll speak to him. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Then you also let me know where you stand if you need a lawyer too. Do you understand? I'll also speak to a lawyer to see if there's anything that can come out of it, right?
I'll be most grateful, sir.
So if something can come out of it, I would not want to stress you. Honestly, I wouldn't. If you understand, so we'll know what we are doing. And the police you reached out to, can you
Yes.
reach out to them again?
Yes, even this moment, if you say I should call.
No, you just reach out to them again and
Okay.
tell them about it and what can be done too. But let's speak to Sammy. Do you understand?
Okay.
So if this video gets posted and Sammy is watching it, nobody here hates you. This man is just fighting for what he has lost. Put yourself in his situation. I'm sure you would have even done worse than what he's doing right now. The economy is not easy for anybody right now. We are all going through pain. I'm also experiencing my own pain too. Please understand where he's coming from. If you can just pay back, if it's possible, then that makes sense. So let's conclude. This is almost 2 hours, right? I feel for the innocent people that really wanted to watch this episode. I can't imagine how many times they have to resubscribe, especially those that don't do monthly subscription. Thank you very much for keeping up with this episode. God bless you. I really appreciate. So if you're watching this video, it certainly means that the effort did not go through in the way that I expected it to go through. Maybe in the future, I am not so sure. But anyways, maybe behind the scenes, we'll still put in some efforts to see if something good can come. But in all of this, I'm praying that luck shines on the part of Emmanuel's life in a way that he doesn't think so much about this, because something like this, when life just goes wrong, you want to trace everything back to this incident. I understand what it feels like. So that is why we have to, be compassionate. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. At this point, we have to say goodbye. See you in the next episode. This episode started with a question, and now it has ended with something that will leave you thinking about. God bless you, and bye.